Hello friends, today we will learn about organization of genes and chromosomes. First of all, we will start nature of gene and its function. The gene concept was introduced by the scientist named Sutton. The study of Morgan, Bridges and Muller, etc. elaborated it. The essential features of modern concept of gene are: first point is gene determine the physical as well as physiological characteristics. These are transmitted from parents to the offspring generation after generation. Since the number of genes in each organism is very large in comparison to the number of chromosomes, several genes are located in each chromosome. In man, about 40,000 genes are known to be located on 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each gene occupies a specific position in a specific chromosome. This position is known as locus. The chromosomal abbreviation may bring relative change in the specific position of genes, and this help in the origin of chromosomes with new sequence of genes and help in the origin of new species. A single gene may occur in several forms or in several functional states. The forms other than normal are known as alleles. Many genes have only two alleles. One of them is normal and other one is its mutant. Some genes mutate more than once and have more than two alleles. These are known as multiple alleles. Whatever may be the number of alleles in a multiple series, only two of them are found in an individual because of the presence of two homologous chromosomes of each type. The gene may undergo sudden change in expression due to change in its composition. The changed gene is known as mutant gene, and the phenomenon of change is known as mutation. Genes duplicate themselves very accurately. The phenomenon is known as replication. Self-replication of genes leads to chromosomal duplication. Genes express themselves by producing enzymes, which are proteins. It means each gene synthesizes a particular protein which acts as enzyme and brings about an appropriate change. Molecular structure of gene. Let's know about molecular structure of gene. A scientist named Benzer has coined new term to denote the relationship between DNA molecule and genetic phenomena. Several scientists show several idea about DNA. Recon. It is the smallest unit of DNA capable of undergoing crossing over and recombination. A recon may be as small as one nucleotide pair in DNA. Mutant. Mutant is the smallest unit of DNA which could undergo mutation. In its smallest expression, it represents a change in a pair of nucleotides. Any change in a base of triplet will modify the message carrier carried by the codon. Cistron. It is a unit of function. It is a gene in the real sense which consists of a number of nucleotides and which is capable of synthesizing a polypeptide chain of an enzyme. It means a cistern will consist of nucleotides three times the number of total amino acids present in the polypeptide chain, or which it has the coded information. Complone. It is a unit of complementation. It has been used to replace cistern. Certain enzymes are formed of two or more polypeptide chains whose active groups are complementary to each other. Operon. Operon is the combination of operator gene and sequence of structure genes which act together as a unit. Therefore, it is composed of several genes. The effect of operator gene may be additive or suppressive. Replicon. It is a unit of replication. Several replicons constitute a chromosome. Let's know about discontinuous genes. That means exons and introns. In 1977, it was discovered that the biological information carried by some genes is not continuous. It is split into several distinct units or coding segments separated by regions of non-coding DNA. Such genes are called discontinuous genes or split genes or mosaic genes. The sections containing biological information are called exons and the intervening non-coding sequences are referred to as introns. Introns. Let's know about introns. Introns are present in the genes of eukaryotes and their viruses, but these are absent in genes of prokaryotes and their viruses. These are present in Archaeobacteria but are absent in mitochondrial genome. A single gene may contain no introns or may have as many as 52 as found in mammalian alpha collagen gene. Gilbert hypothesis. Let's know about Gilbert's hypothesis. It says that during evolution, exons form exons from different discontinuous genes can be suppled, forming new combinations of biological information. The suppling may produce new functional proteins. Removal of introns from primary transcript. Transcription produces a faithful copy of the coding standard or strand of the gene. If the gene contains introns, its primary transcript will include copies of these. Therefore, introns must be removed and the exon regions of the transcript be reattached to one another before translation. This process is called splicing. Examining introns. Introns can be easily identified when nucleotide sequence of a gene is compared with the nucleotide or amino acid sequence of the gene product. Introns can also be detected by a method that depends on the ability of the gene to base pair to its RNA transcript and form heteroduplex. If the gene does not contain introns, the mRNA will be a continuous copy of DNA and an interrupted heteroduplex is formed. If the genes contain one or more introns, the heteroduplex will have a series of loops along its length. Self-splicing introns. Introns present in rRNA of certain protozoans splice and get folded by intramolecular base pairing into a complex tertiary structure. Let's know about gene function. Genes act mainly by producing enzymes which are involved in different steps of metabolism. Enzymes are proteins formed, formed of a polypeptide chain of amino acids. There are about 20 amino acids. Their arrangement determines different types of proteins. The sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide chain is determined by the genes which contain the information in the form of genetic code. The genetic code is triplet sequence of nitrogenous bases in mRNA molecule which it has copies from the DNA molecule. Two theories have been put forward to explain the mechanism of gene action. Let's know about one gene, one enzyme theory. One gene, one enzyme theory was propounded by the geneticists Bendel and Tatum while working on red mold Neurospora crassa, for which they were awarded Nobel Prize in 1958. According to this theory, each gene in an organism controls the production of a specific enzyme. The normal strain of Neurospora is able to grow in the minimal medium containing sucrose, salts, and one of the vitamin capital B biotin. It can synthesize all other complex substances of the culture medium. These biochemical synthetic reactions are brought about by specific enzymes. Neurospora in particular Neurospora in particular presents a very suitable material for genetic studies because of some regions. They are zygotic. Zygote is the only diploid stage. The vegetative phase is haploid. Zygote quickly undergoes meiosis. The products of meiosis, that is the ascospores in the ascus, are arranged in a line strictly in the same sequence as they segregate at meiosis. It can grow in the test tube in a very simple culture medium containing sucrose, some salts and only one vitamin biotin. Such a culture medium is described as minimal medium. The control experiments by Bendel and Tatum have shown that the manufacture of thiamine from simple substance of minimal medium is completed in a number of steps, and each step requires the presence of a specific enzyme, and each enzyme is produced by a separate gene. Let us presume that the synthesis of this vitamin involves 10 chemical reaction, and each one of them is governed by a specific enzyme. Yes, let's assume S1 represents the raw material from the medium, S11 is the final product, and S2, S3 up to S10 are the intermediate products. The enzymes involved during this process are represented as E1, E2 up to E10, and genes synthesize these enzymes G1 to G10. The entire process of synthesis of thiamine can be represented. G1 gives rise to E1, G2 gives rise to E2, G3 gives rise to E3, S1 gives rise to S2, gives rise to S3, gives rise to S4. Now thiamine S4, then S5 gives rise to X6, gives rise to X6, then gives rise to S7, gives rise to S8, gives rise to S9, gives rise to S10, gives rise to thiamine. E4 to G4 gives rise to E4, like this. By adding intermediate compounds to the medium, Bendel and Tatum were able to locate that particular step in thiamine synthesis which was blocked in the mutant strain, resulting in the non-production of the specific enzyme. On this basis, they presented one gene, one enzyme theory. One gene, one enzyme theory of Bendel and Tatum explained some of the human heredity diseases described by Garrod in 1908 as inborn errors of metabolites. These are alkatonuria. The urine of persons suffering from hereditary disease alkatonuria turns black on exposure to air. This is due to the presence of substance alkaptone in their urine, because in them the enzyme homogenetic acid oxidase required in the conversion of homogenetic acid into malolactoacetic acid is absent. These substances are intermediate in the metabolism of phenylalanine. The homogenetic acid is passed out in the urine and later turns black on exposure to air. The basic cause of disease of alkaptonuria we will learn now. These observations indicate that in normal persons a gene is present which controls the production of enzyme homogenetic acid oxidase, and in alkaptonuric patients the gene at this locus fails to synthesize the necessary enzymes. Now let's come to phenylketonuria, PKU. This disease is caused due to the inability of metabolism phenylalanine. As a result, phenylalanine accumulates in the blood. This causes mental retardation, pale skin, and tendency to epileptic seizure. Let's know about one gene, one peptide theory. According to this theory, one gene controls the synthesis of one polypeptide chain and not of the complete enzyme or protein molecule. This has been illustrated by sickle cell anemia, a disease of human beings found specifically in Negroes. The RBCs in the disease become sickle shaped in venous blood in lower concentration of oxygen. This causes rupture of cells and severe hemolytic anemia. The molecular basis for the disease lies in the difference of only one amino acid molecule in hemoglobin of sickle cell anemic persons and normal hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein with a molecular weight of 64,000 containing about 600 amino acids. These amino acids are arranged in 4 polypeptide chains, 2 identical alpha chains and 2 identical beta chains. The sickle-shaped hemoglobin HB3 differs from normal hemoglobin HbA in the presence of valine in place of glutamic acid in the polypeptide chain at number 6 of the beta chain. Sickle cell anemia is therefore produced by a single change in 2 beta polypeptide chains out of the total 4 causes caused by a single mutation in one gene. It means that one gene controls the synthesis of one polypeptide chain and not the complete protein. Let's know about genetic code. Genetic code is the set of rules by which information encoded within genetic material, DNA or mRNA sequence, is translated into proteins by living cells. The genetic code consists of 64 triplets of nucleotides. These triplets are called codons. AUG codon is also known initiator codon because it signals the start of translation and it codes for the incorporation of the amino acid methionine into the growing polypeptide chain. UAA, UGA, UAG codons are terminator codons. Not but two of the amino acids, that is MET-TRP, MET and TRP can be encoded by from 2 to 6 different codons. Example, humans, for example, alanine is encoded by GCC 4 times as often as by GCG, adenine, uracil, guanine, cytosine, thiamine, AUGCT. Let's know about some important points. Triplet code. Triplet code means 3 adjacent nitrogen bases constitute a codon and specify one amino acids. Commaless. These are no pauses so that genetic code reads continuously. Any change in nucleotide sequence will make the code read differently. Possible number of triplets. Possible number of triplets is 64, 43, but amino acids involved are only 20. Non-overlapping codons. Non-overlapping codons. Non-overlapping codons. Adjacent codons are independent with no base. With no base being member of two number of two codons. Non-ambiguous codon. Non-ambiguous codons. One codon specifies only one amino acids and not any other. Degeneracy of codons. Tryptophan is specified by only UGG and methionine by only AUG, and all other amino acids are specified by 2,6 codons. Example, phenylalanine by 2 and arginine by 6. Now come to cistrons. The expressible parts of genetic information contained in DNA occurs in linear sequence called cistrons. Polarity. Let's know about polarity. Polarity means each cistron has a fixed polarity with a start point and an end point. Polylinearity. The sequence of codon of DNA or mRNA correspond to the sequence of amino acid in a polypeptide. Start signal. The first codon starting a polypeptide in is AUG, but in prokaryotes it can be GUG and even UUG. In all cases, they specify methionine as the first amino acid through GUG and UUG. Specify different amino acids inside the polypeptide chain. Stop signal. Stop signal means termination of polypeptide synthesis occurs by one of the three nonsense or termination codons UAA, UAG and UGA. Related codons. Amino acids with similar properties have usually related codons. Example, aromatic amino acids, tryptophan, phenylalanine, tyrosine. Degeneracy of code or Obel hypothesis. The scientist Crick 1966. 5' end base of tRNA anticodon is able to wobble and get paired with even non-complementary base of mRNA. Therefore, first two bases of a codon are more important in determining the amino acid, while the one may differ without affecting the coding. Example, CCA, CCC, CCG and CCU all specify amino acid proline. It leads to degeneracy of genetic code. Let's know about Norenberg Mithai disappear genetic code. RNA codons. Let's know about RNA codons. In RNA, there is a 4 types of nucleotide which are A, U, G, C. So, in RNA, 64 codons are found. Let's know about DNA codons. In DNA, there are also found 64 codons, but there are A, T, G, C nucleotides are present. They have some codon, but thymine replaces the uracil. And let's know about codon bias. All but 2 of the amino acids met trip can be encoded by from 2 to 6 different codons. For example, alanine is encoded by GCC 4 times as often as by GCG. This probably reflects a greater translation efficiency by the translation apparatus for certain codons over their synonymous. Let's know about mitochondrial genes. When mitochondrial mRNA from animals or microorganisms is placed in a test tube with the cytosolic protein synthesizing machinery, it fails to be translated into a protein. Reason is that these mitochondria use UGA to encode tryptophan rather than as a chain terminator. When translated by cytosolic machinery, synthesis stops where TRP should have been inserted. In addition, most animal mitochondria use AUA for methionine, not isoleucine, and All vertebrate mitochondria use AGA and AGG as chain terminators. Yeast mitochondria assign all codons beginning with Cu to 309 instead of leucine. Two cases have been found where an amino acid that is not one of the standard 2020 is inserted by a tRNA into the growing polypeptide. Selenocysteine. This amino acid is encoded by UGA. UGA is still used as a chain terminator, but the translation machinery is able to discriminate when a UGA codon should be used for selenocysteine rather than stop. Stop. This codon uses has been found in certain archaea, eubacteria, and animals. Humans synthesize 25 different proteins containing selenium. Pyrrolysine. In several species of archaea and bacteria, this amino acid is encoded by UAG. How the translation machinery knows when it encounters UAG whether to insert a tRNA with pyrrolysine or to stop translation is not yet known. Structure of chromatin and chromosomes. The nucleosome is bead-like structure of chromatin fibers. The nucleosome contains 200 base pair of DNA organized by an octamer of small basic proteins called histone. The nucleosome provides the first level of organization, giving a packing ratio of approximately 6. The second level of organization is the coiling of the series of nucleosomes into a helical array to constitute the fiber of diameter 30 nanometer approximately. Interphase chromosome, that is interphase chromosome. In chromatin, this brings the packing ratio of DNA approximately 40. The final packing ratio is determined by the third level of organization, the packaging of 30 nanometer fiber. This gives an overall packing ratio of 1000 in chromatin. The nucleosome contains approximately 200 base pair of DNA associated with a histone octamer that consists of 2 copies each of H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These are known as core histones. Histones H3 and H4 are among the most conserved proteins. The H2A and H2B show appreciable specific variation in sequence. Histone HI protein show appreciable variation between tissues and between species. The length of DNA per nucleosome varies for individual tissues in a range from 154 to 260 base pairs. The histone octamer has a kernel of a H32 H42 tetramer associated with 2 H2A H2B dimers. Each histone is extensively interdigitated with its partner. All core histories have the structural motif of the histone fold. N-terminal tails extend out of the nucleosome. Histone octamers are not conserved during replication, but H2A, H2B dimers and H32 to H42 tetramers are conserved. DNA polymerase displaces histone octamers during transcription. Nucleosomes reform on DNA after the polymerase has passed, unless transcription is very intensive when they may be displaced completely. Unique and repetitive DNA. The eukaryotic genome can be assessed by the reassociation kinetics of denatured DNA. This technique was used extensively before large-scale DNA sequencing. Reassociation kinetics identify two general types of genomic sequences. One is non-repetitive or unique DNA and second is repetitive DNA. Unique DNA means it consists of sequences that are unique. That is only one copy of a haploid genome. And repetitive DNA is it consists of sequences that are present in more than one copy of each genome. Repetitive DNA is often divided into two general types. Let's know about some key points. A comparison of the human and pufferfish genomes showed that many genes in the two organisms are similar. A major difference between two genomes is in repetitive DNA sequences, which make up to 40% of the human genome but a much smaller portion in the pufferfish. Prokaryotes contain only non-repetitive DNA. Most of the DNA of lower eukaryotes is non-repetitive. In animal cells, up to half of the DNA is occupied by moderately and highly repetitive components. In plants and amphibians, the and highly repetitive components may account for up to 80% of the genome. The moderately repetitive DNA consists of transposons, short sequence of DNA that have the ability to move to new locations in the genome. Moderately repetitive DNA consists of relatively short sequences in the genome. The sequences are dispersed throughout the genome. It is also responsible for the high degree of secondary structure formation in pre-mRNA. Highly repetitive DNA consists of very short sequences in the genome. The sequences are present many thousands of times in the genome as long as tandem. Neither moderately repetitive nor highly repetitive DNA represents any protein. The length of the non-repetitive DNA component tends to increase with overall genome size. The non-repetitive DNA content of genomes is synonym with the relative complexity of the organism. E. coli has 4.2 and 10 to the power 6 base pair. C. elegans increases to 6.6 and 10 to the power 7 base pair. D. melanogaster increases further to 10 to the power 8 base pair, and mammals increase another order of magnitude to 2 into 10 to the power 9 base pair. Reassociation kinetics show that mRNA is derived from non-repetitive DNA. The amount of non-repetitive DNA indicates total DNA of the coding potential. Many exons have related sequences. Exon sequences are conserved, but introns vary. Such exons evolved by duplication to give copies that initially are identical but which then diverge in sequence during evolution. Reassociation kinetics. When single stranded DNA molecules are mixed, they are reassociated. Depending on the homology between the two types of strands, and the facility of reassociation is determined by the degree of homology of the reactants, their concentration, and the time allowed for the annealing. These three parameters are expressed by the C0T curve. Reductant sequences and palindromic DNAs can anneal rapidly because of their similarities. For unique sequences, it takes more time for the complementary sequences to anneal. The reassociation of E. coli DNA generally takes place between C0T values of about 0.1 and 10, whereas for a large and complex genome of Re containing about 80% redundancy in the 7.92 into 10 to the 9 base pair. Repetitive sequences account for greater than 50% of the human genome. The repetitive sequences fall into 5 classes. First is transposons, accounts for 45% of genome, either active or inactive, no problem. And processed pseudogenes. Pseudogenes are dead ends of evolution. Simple sequence repeats account for approximately 3%. Segmental duplication account for approximately 5%. Tandem repeat sequence are centromeres and telomeres. Let's know about heterochromatin versus euchromatin. Chromatin is divided into euchromatin and heterochromatin. The euchromatin comprises the majority of the genome. The identified genome sequence represents approximately 90% of the euchromatin. In addition to providing information in the genetic content of the genome, the sequence also identifies features that may be of structural importance. Euchromatin does not absorb the common nuclear strains during the interphase and is normally transcribed into mRNA. In the human genome, the euchromatic fraction varies a great deal among the chromosomes. In chromosome 2, an almost 160 MB sequence is less than 60% euchromatic, whereas a more than 30 to 30 MB sequence in chromosome 21 is almost entirely euchromatic. The human genome contains 22 autosomes plus the X or Y chromosomes range in size from 45 to 279 MB of DNA, making a total genome content of 3286 MB. The euchromatin comprises the majority of the genome, approximately 2.9 and 10 to the power 9 base pair. The identified genome sequence represents approximately 90% of the euchromatin. Some regions of chromatin are very densely packed with fibers, displaying a condition comparable to that of the chromosome at mitosis. This material is called heterochromatin. It is typically found at centromeres but occurs at other locations also. It often the various heterochromatic regions aggregate into a densely staining chromocenter. These regions are always heterochromatic, called constitutive heterochromatin. In addition, there is another sort of heterochromatin called facultative heterochromatin, in which regions of euchromatin is converted to a heterochromatic state. Let's know the common features of constitutive heterochromatin. First is it is permanently condensed. It often consists of multiple repeats of a few sequences of DNA that are not transcribed. Third is the density of genes in this region is very much reduced compared with heterochromatin, and genes that are translocated into or near it are often inactivated. It replicates late in S phase and has a reduced frequency of genetic recombination. Facultative heterochromatin behaves as a heterochromatin only under certain conditions, like in the mammalian X chromosome when present in more than a single copy. The reduced acetylation of histone proteins, increased methylation of one histone protein, and hypermethylation of cytidine bases in DNA. These molecular changes cause the condensation of the material which is responsible for inactivity. Although active genes are contained within euchromatin, only a small minority of the sequence in euchromatin are transcribed at any time. So location in euchromatin is necessary for gene expression but is not sufficient for it. Satellite DNAs are found in regions of heterochromatin. Heterochromatin is the regions of chromosomes that are permanently tightly coiled up and inert. In contrast with the euchromatin that represents most of the genome, heterochromatin is commonly found at centromeres. The centromere location of satellite DNA suggests some structural function in the chromosome which is connected with the process of chromosome segregation. Types of chromosome structure. Let's know about types of chromosome structure. DNA molecule consists of two linear chains that are wrapped around one another, forming a double helix structure. These helical structures are further wound into chromosome structures. Chromosomes are divided into two parts with a constriction point in the middle, which is known as the centromere. The four types of chromosomes in animal cells are classified by the position of the centromere. In the nucleus of each cell, the DNA molecule is packaged into thread-like structures called chromosomes. Each chromosome has a constriction point called the centromere, which divides the chromosome into two sections or arms. The short arm of the chromosome is labeled the Q arm. The long arm of the chromosome is labeled the P arm. The location of the centromere on each chromosome gives the chromosome its characteristic shape and can be used to help describe the location of specific genes. Structure of chromosomes. Chromosomes are made of many chromatin threads, each containing DNA and proteins. Chromosomes are made of 50% proteins. Structure protection turn genes on and off, and 50% DNA. That means deoxyribonucleic acid. Somatic cells contain 46 chromosomes. Gametic cells contain 23 chromosomes. 44 of our chromosomes are autosomes, while 2 are called sex chromosomes. Each chromosome contains many genes that act as a blueprint or set of instructions for the cell. Electron microscopic studies later showed that there is no definite membranous pellicle surrounding the chromosome. Other structures present in the chromosome include the chromatin, centromere, secondary constriction,